main component of the LSD drug is composed of lysergic acid found on funguses and grows on rice. The individual element is lithium. The reaction that it has on the brain, it shuts down sensory filters. It affects the cerebral cortex on the outer sheet of the neural tissue, hallucinating violent tendency and loss of function. The permanent damage it has is on the neurotransmitter. The recovery time is up to 8 to 14 hours. The chemical reaction it has on the body, researchers believe that it's similar to serotonin, a neurotransmitter responsible for regulating mood. The organs that it affects is the eyes and the heart. These are not permanent damages, but they're only temporary. What it does to the eyes, it makes it dilate, and what it does to the heart, it makes its pulse increase.
Once, of course, spread out, 2-3 hits at a time, probably over 100, 150 hits of acid. So I was no spring chicken to LSD by any means. I was kind of a veteran at that point, but, and I've tripped balls before, but not like this. When you see like these kaleidoscope images and shit and stuff like that, that's kind of like what it was. I mean, I was literally blinded. I could not see. The stuff wasn't melting, but what it was is the colors and the patterns and the geometries of everything just blurring into one. It was intense. It was so intense, it was scary. And that was the first time I've ever been scared on acid, because I lost all motor skills, I lost all my coordination. I was fucking immobile. And I was on the bus stop, and I couldn't see. I could not see out the windows, because everything was just fucking, just colors just shining, blasting my face, and everything was just blurring and like melting, not melting, but like just, I don't know. You know how it is if you've done acid. Yeah, times that by 30. Yeah, it was intense. But yeah, and so I got off the bus at the wrong fucking bus stop, and I was only like 3 bus stops away. So I was probably half a mile or so from my house. I could have walked, but I was so fucked up I couldn't see, and it was at night, which made it even fucking worse. I couldn't see, I couldn't even talk. I was a bumbling idiot for like almost 3 days. I peaked for like probably 8 to 10 hours, and it was so intense. I basically wandered around, side streets, looking for my house, talking to myself, and fucking seeing shit and dreaming. It was like a vivid dream, an awakening. It was like dreaming while you're awake is what it was like. But it was scary because it was so intense. I was sweating profusely. I started puking. It was bad, man. It was fucking intense. But I was high for like 3 fucking days. Like after the 2.5 days, I started to come down. Oh, but I was a fucking wreck. I swore I was gonna die. If I could have walked my ass to the hospital, I would have, but I couldn't. I had no fucking idea where I was, and I was in my neighborhood somewhere, roundabouts. I ended up on the canal bank, sitting next to the canal bank and watching the water go for like hours. Hours. I remember like the sun going down, the sun coming back up and shit. Yeah, it was a long time. But yeah, that's my LSD experience, and I've never been right ever since then, man. I know I lost at least 10 IQ points that night, and emotionally I was a fairly stable person back then. After that incident, something broke in my mind. I'm just not quite the same. I'm not the same person after that incident. So, I'm a big fan of LSD and hallucinogens. I think that the very mind-opening experience and substance opens you to parts of your subconscious mind that are normally not accessible. But I would not recommend doing 30 hits.
Kim, I was like, Kim, K-I-M, Kim. McDonald, M-C-D-A-N-O-L-D, McDonald, Kim McDonald. And so, I finally get picked up by someone that left that party because he came with me. And they pick me up, and they're like, Grant, what's wrong with you, man? Are you okay? What's going on? And as I'm talking to this person, he's spelling out his ABCs. He's going, A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I, J. I'm like, if I don't spell my ABCs faster than this guy, I'm going to die. So he comes up again. Hey, Grant. A, B, C, D, F, G. And I'm like, A, B, C, D, F, G, F, G, F, Z. I'm like, fuck, I beat him. And so we got in the car. Another friend of mine was driving. I get in the car, and I see stop signs. I'm like, stop sign. S-T-O-P, stop. Finally go back to my friend's house, who I came from, before I went to this party. And he comes out, And he's like, Grant, ABCDFG. I'm like, what the fuck? People are spelling your ABCs faster than me. So I'm like, ABCDFG. I'm like, I beat him, I can live. I'm not gonna die tonight, I can live. I spelled my ABCs faster than him. The people are walking in, there was like 3 of us, and the last guy that was walking in, I handed him something from my pocket. I don't know if it was real, I don't know if it was in my head or not. It was a piece of paper with the letter A on it. I was like, A, and I handed it to him. And he takes it. He's like, A, it's just a letter. Don't worry about it. It doesn't exist. And I'm like, A, it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. And I come in, and I'm like, none of this exists. And that's when everything just started turning topsy-turvy, and I am just completely losing it. I started running around in circles in this apartment. And I run towards his door. BAM! I hit his door. And I actually knocked it off the hinges. And I'm looking around, I'm like, there's a door on the floor. There's a door on the floor, and I grab the handle and I try to climb inside of it, trying to go inside of the floor, and they take the door away from me. They put it away, and they were like, Grant, we're calling the ambulance. We're calling the ambulance. You're gonna be here. You need to calm down. We're taking you to the hospital. And I'm like, A. And there was just flying letters all over the place. There were letter A's just flying around everywhere. And one settles onto this poster. Now this poster was actually there. His room had a lot of posters on there. And it was a Vampire the Masquerade poster. It's got a guy there going, come on in. And I'm like, A. I actually tried to jump inside of the poster. They left me outside with someone to watch me. And I'm looking at him. And I'm like, what is reality? He turns around and he goes, reality is whatever you make it out to be. I'm like, what's your mouth's getting stuck together? And I hear, woo, woo. And I'm actually completely naked at this point, completely naked. I'd lost my pants. Before I tried to jump into the poster, I'd lost my pants, I lost my underwear. I'm actually running around this apartment complex, butt naked, and I thought I was running in a straight line. But apparently I wasn't. I was running around in circles, and it didn't make sense to me. I'm like, why am I not going anywhere? Because I see the same houses, and I see the same doors, like, all the time. I'm like, why am I not going anywhere? And I mean, I was running around in circles. I actually stopped, and I kind of crawled on the floor, and I'm spelling my ABCs. I'm like, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T. And a cop comes by. He's covering me with a towel. And he's like, son, what are you on? And 3 letters came to my head. I actually snapped back onto reality, and I go, LSD. And I looked around, I'm like, fuck, why the fuck did I just say that to a cop? And I lose it again. I'm like, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U. And they grab me. They put me on the stretcher. They tie my hands up onto the stretcher, so I'm bounded on the stretcher. And I'm like, I'm dying, this is hell. And they're all looking at me like, with their eyes kind of melting off of their face. So they rushed me to the hospital, being rushed to the hospital. And I'm sitting there, they put an IV on me, they gave me something to stop my tripping. And I'm slowly losing consciousness, slowly losing it, and then I passed out.
I started to feel a little bit different, and my vision was slightly affected, but I don't exactly know how it was affected. I think everything was just a little brighter, and then I was walking back along. I thought, right, I'm going to go home and just sit in my room all day and fucking enjoy the trip like that. So I started walking home, and on my way up I was stroking my face at all times and saying, something, I'm not high, but something's not quite right here. and I was repeating this quite loudly. So I was passing dog walkers who were all trying to consciously avoid me, and I was walking basically along, and then the worst part of the whole journey, walking home, whilst on the up, was that I had to pass a church. And the problem with this church is, it's a church, and they were just having end of morning mass, and so when I was coming out, I was walking along really strangely, talking to myself, and all of these people were coming out of the church, and they were just like looking at me and fucking glaring at me because I was fucking, well, I could tell I was high on something. Anyway, I got home and I went straight up to my room, which is where you are now in this camera video, and I shut the blinds, like up here. See, there's a blind, sorry, window's not here, but you can see made my room quite dark, and I basically I shut the window and the blinds. I'm leaving home, it's a nice day, but and I went in and it was incredibly dark and
the consequences. I was confused by the birds and the bees, forgetting if I meant it. Baby, did you forget to take your meds? Baby, did you forget to take your meds? Baby, did you forget to take your meds? Baby, did you forget to take your meds?
What's up, everybody? Live for W84 here. Alright, so this is a new series of videos I'm going to be doing called Trip Stories. Pretty much it's just different stories about different trips I've had. And I don't mean trips like going to like Greenland or like Switzerland or Canada. I mean trips as in different drugs. I mean LSD, ecstasy, ketamine, psilocybin mushrooms, even marijuana and alcohol, just a bunch of different stories and experiences that I've had with it. And I've had a lot, so I'm pretty sure you guys would be interested in hearing about them. So I'm going to talk about my first time ever taking LSD. If you guys have been watching me, there's also a video of when I took it. It was called Lucy or something at Huntington Beach, something. It's on this channel if you want to go back. It was my first time taking LSD. It was a very intense trip. It had its moments, though it was kind of a weaker dosage. I'm glad it was, though. We had been talking about it before, like, hey, let's take some LSD, It's like, let's see what it's all about. Da, da, da. I was like, all right. So we went. Our first time, we went to the beach. We ended up getting sugar cubes and taking them on the way there. And we listened to the Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon CD the whole way. And I take it right when we leave, and it takes about 30-45 minutes to get there from where we left. And about 10-15 minutes before we arrived at the beach, I just started feeling incredibly stoned as fuck. Like, I don't know. I started rolling down the window and looking at things, and the wind was hitting my face, and it just didn't feel normal. I just started feeling giggly and laughy, and I don't know, just uncontrollable in a way. I start like laughing. Like, then I start realizing that I'm laughing like hysterically.